dear students, I hope you all are safe in the pandemic. Now let me start today's lecture of class 8, chapter 3, squares and square roots. Class 8, chapter 3, squares and square root. Chapter 3, square and square root. Let me explain at first what do you mean by square and square roots. What is square? Square of a number is when we multiply 4 and 4 two times. This is 4 square. Suppose we multiply a into a. This is a square. When we multiply a same number or same thing two times, then we get this is square of a number. Suppose we multiply x into x, x into x, then we get this is x square. Suppose we multiply 15 into 15, this is equal to 15 square whose value is 225. This is the square, and square root means square root of 16. Square root of 16 by using prime factorizations method. When you factorize 16, this is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 2 2 ja 4, 4 2 ja 8, 8 2 ja 16. Then when you find the square roots, at first make it pair and from a pair take 1. Suppose 2 into 2, this is one pair, this is one pair. From this pair you take 1 2, from this pair you take 1 2. Then the square root is 2 into 2, which is equal to 4. Suppose you have to find out the square root of, at first please say me, what is 6 square? 6 square is equal to 36. This means square root of 36 is 6. Then how can we find out? By using prime factorizations method. When you factorize the 36, then you get this is 2 2 ja 4, 4 2 ja 3, 3 2 2 ja 4, 4 3 ja 12, 12 3 ja 36. Then make it pair. Then from a pair you take the single one. Then this is 2 into 3, which is equal to 6. In the same way, if you have to find out the square root of 144, we can find out the square root of a number, square root of a number integer means, suppose we have to find out the square root of 36 is 6. 6 is a perfect integers. Suppose you have to find out the square root of 5. Can you find the square root of 5? No, this is root 5. Then we say that root 5 is not a perfect squares. If I say find the square root of 72, then when you prime factorize the 72, you get 2 2 ja 4, 4 2 ja 8, 8 3 ja 24, 24 3 ja 72. Then when you find out its square roots, make it pair. When you make it pair, 1 2 left which do not have a pair. The 2 is single, and from this 2 you take 2, from this you take 3. Then this is the square root of 73 is 2 into 3 into root 2. This is 6 root 2. This is not a perfect integers. This means 72 is not a perfect squares. When we find out the square root and we get the answer is a perfect integers, then can we say that the number is a perfect squares? Otherwise we cannot say the number is a perfect square. Just like 72. 72 is not a perfect square number, where 16 is a perfect square number, 36 is a perfect square number, but 72 is not a perfect square number. Let me find out the square root of 144. Then when you prime factorize 144, you get this is 2 into 2, 2 2 ja 4, 4 2 ja 8, 8 2 ja 16, 16 3 ja 48, 48 3 ja 144. Then you make the pair. When you make the pair, it becomes pair, but no single integer is left here. Is there left any single number? No. All are making the pair. From this 2 you take 2. From this 2 you take 2. From this pair you take 3. Then this is 2 2 ja 4, 4 3 ja 12. This means square root of 144 is 12. Then now discuss some more examples. Suppose I say you find the square root of 49. Find the square root of 49. When you prime factorize 49, 49 is find the square root. When you prime factorize 49 is 7 into 7s. Then the square root is 7. Then we say that 49 is a perfect square. Suppose I say you have to find out the square root of 225. At first prime factorize 225. When you prime factorize 225, you get this is 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. 3 3 ja 9, 9 5 ja 45, 45 5 ja 225. Then when you find out its square root, make the pair. Then from the pair you take this and you take this. From one pair you take a single. Then the square root of 225 is 3 into 5, which equal to 15. This shows that the square root of 225 is a perfect number or perfect integers. This shows that plus or minus 15. This shows that 225 is a perfect number. Then suppose you take 269. We have to prime factorize 269. This is the 13 into 13. This square root is equal to 13. This shows 269 is a perfect square. Suppose you have to find out the square root of 242. Then when you find out the square root of 242, at first prime factorize this. This is 2 into 11 into 11. 11 into 11 is 121. 121 into 2 is 242. Then when you find its square roots, make pair, but 2 is left here. It doesn't have any pair. The 2 is single here. Then its square root is 11 into root 2. This is 11 root 2. This means this is not a perfect integer, which shows that 242 is not a perfect square number. Now let us take another example. Suppose you have to find out the square root of 764. Then the prime factorizations of 1764. Then when you prime factorize, you get 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 7. When you prime factorize this, you get 2 2 ja 4, 4 3 ja 12, 12 3 ja 36, 36 7 ja, you have to find out 36 7 ja, then 30. Then when you multiply this with 7, then you get 1764. Then find out the square root of this means then you make a pair. Then from this pair you take one single one. Then the square root of 1264 is 2 into 3 into 7, which is equal to 2 3 ja 6, 6 7 ja 42. Square root of 1764 is 42. This shows that 1764 is a perfect square. Then you can find out its square root. Suppose a number is given 196. You have to find out its square root. Then at first the prime factorize it. Then you get this is 2 into 2, 4, 4 7 ja 28, 28 7 ja 196. Then when you find out its square roots, make a pair. Then you take this is 2 into 7, which is equal to 14. The square root of 196 is 14. Then now let us discuss some more examples, and next some more examples, and now discussed about the properties of perfect squares. Here you see that 196 is a perfect square numbers because you can factorize it in and you get a square root of 196 is a perfect integers. If I say take some more examples. If I say find the square root of 6292, then prime factorize it 2 into 2 into 11 into 11 into 13. Then when you find out its square root, then make it pair, but 13 is left here without any pair. Then the square root of 6292 is 2 into 11 into 13 root 2, which is equal to 22 root 13. 2 into 11 into 13 root. This is 22 root 13. This means 6292 is not a perfect square because its square root is not a perfect integer. Then students, you must get a profound knowledge. You must get an idea of the number which are called perfect square. The perfect square is a numbers which numbers you can find out its square root is a perfect integers. Other numbers are say these are not perfect squares. Suppose a number is given here 3675. You have to find the square root of 3675. At first you prime factorize it. When you prime factorize it, this is 3 into 5 into 5 into 7 into 7. Then when you find out its square root, make the pair, but 3 is left here singles. This doesn't have a order pair. Then from this you take 7. Then this is 5 into 7 into root 3, which is equal to 35 root 3. This shows that 3675 is not a perfect square number. The number which is from whose square roots can be found in the form of a natural number or integers, then the number is called a perfect squares. Other numbers are said they are not perfect square. Suppose you have to find out the square root of 900. Let me check whether 900 is a perfect square or not. Then let us find out the square root, prime factorize it. Then when you prime factorize it, you get this is the multiply 2 2 ja 4, 4 5 ja 20, 25 ja 100, 100 3 ja 300, 300 3 ja 900. Then when you find out its square root, make pair, then you get the square root of 900 is. Then from pair you have to take a single. This is 2 into 5 into 3. This is equal to 30. The square root of 900 is 30. Then we say that 900 is a perfect square. Now let us discuss some properties of perfect squares. You students, please do your worksheets and ask me your doubt. Let me try another number. Is 576 is a perfect squares? Now let us find out its prime factorizations. When you prime factorize the 576, you get this is 2 2 ja, then 1 7, then 2 8 ja 16, 1, then this is 288. Then you take this is 144. Then you find the 2 is 72. Then you write 2 2 ja 4, 4 2 ja 8, 8 2 ja 16, then 8 2 ja 16, then 16 2 ja 32, 32 2 ja 64, 64 3 ja, and 64 9 ja is 576. Then make the pair of this, then you get the square root of 576 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. This is 3, 3 ja 9, 9 2 ja 18, 18 2 ja 3, 3 ja 9, 9 2 ja 18, 18 2 ja 36. Now there is something wrong. Let me discuss about this. This is 72. Then 72 square is 36. Then 2 2 ja 36. Then when you prime factorize this, this is 18, then this is 18, then this is 3 and 3. Yes. Then 2 2 ja 4, 4 3 ja 12, 12 3 ja 36. No, something is wrong here. Sorry, this is 2 into 2, then this is 2. Then this is 2 2 ja 4, 4 2 ja 8, 8 3 ja 24. This means square root of 576 is 24. Sorry students, in place of 2 I have taken 3 by mistakes, then I get a wrong answers. But actual the 576 square root is 24. This means 576 is a perfect square. Now let us discuss about, suppose 625. Find the square root of 625. When you prime factorize 625, this is 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. 5 5 ja 25, 5 ja 125, 125 5 ja 625. Then make a pair, then this is square root is 5 into 5, which is equal to 25. This shows that 625 is a perfect squares. Now let us discuss about, I think students you can get the knowledge about the number which is called perfect squares, the number which are not perfect squares. Then now let us discuss about some properties of perfect squares. Please students note down the important points which I have told you. The properties of perfect square. The first property says that the number ending with, please note down, the number ending with 2, 3, 7, 8 is never a perfect square. 2, 3, 7 and 8 is cannot be a perfect square. Cannot be a perfect square. The number which is ending with 2 means the number in which the ones place contain 2 or 3 or 7 or 9 cannot be a perfect squares. The second property says that the numbers 82, 93, take the examples. Is 82 a perfect squares? No, but 81 is a perfect squares. Is 123 a perfect squares? No, but 121 is a perfect squares. This means the number which are end with, is 77 a perfect squares? No. Is 88 a perfect squares? No. The number which is ending with the ones place contains 2, 3, 7 or 8 cannot be a perfect squares. Then the second property says that the number end with an odd number of zeros is never a perfect squares. The number which contains odd number of zeros, the number which contains, let me explain properly, at first note down the property, then let me explain it perfectly. The number which contains odd number of zeros, zeros cannot be a perfect squares, cannot be a perfect square. This means the number, suppose 100 is how many zeros? 2 zeros. This is even number, then 100 is a perfect square whose square root is 10. But if you find out the square root of thousands have how many now zeros? 3 zeros. This is an odd number of zeros. Then thousands cannot be a perfect squares. 1000 square is 10 root 10. This is not a perfect squares. Suppose 10,000. How many zeros are there? 4 zeros are there. Then this will be a perfect squares. The number which is end with odd number of zeros cannot be a perfect squares. But this doesn't mean any number which is, suppose 200. Is 200 a perfect square? No. You students then asked me, here ma'am, 2 zeros, even number of zeros. But why? Means this shows that all numbers which is or all even number of zeros are not perfect square. But the perfect square number should have even number of zeros. If a number which is odd number of zeros cannot be a perfect square. Suppose I say 900. 900 is 2 zeros. This means 900 is a perfect squares. But if I say 9000, 9000 is not a perfect squares because it has 3 number of zeros, means odd number of zeros. Then the third property says that if a number when divided by 3 leaves the remainder, the third property says that if a number divides by 3 and leaves the remainder, which remainder? Leaves the remainder 2. A number which when divides by 3 and leaves the remainder 2, then this cannot be a, then this number is not a, this number cannot be a perfect square, cannot be a perfect squares. Suppose take an examples. When you divide 14 by 3, then you get 4, 3 4 ja 12 and 2. This is 2 is remainder here. This shows that 14 is not a perfect square. Suppose you take 20. When you divide 20 by 3, you get the remainder is 2. This means 20 is cannot be a perfect squares. The first property says that the number ending with 2, 3, 7, 8 cannot be a perfect squares. The number which contains odd number of zeros cannot be a perfect squares. The third property says that if a numbers divide by 3 and leaves the remainder 2, then we say that the number cannot be a perfect squares. Then the property 4 says that, please students, you note down the important points. The property 4 says that if a number when divided by 4 leaves the remainder 2 or 3, then it is also not a perfect squares. If a number when divides by 4 and leaves the remainder 2 or 3, leaves the remainder 2 or 3, cannot be a perfect square, cannot be a perfect square. Let's take an examples. Suppose 27. When 27s divide by 4, 6 4 ja 24, then 3 is the remainder. 27s cannot be a perfect squares. Then if you take, suppose you take 38. When 38 divide by 4, 9 4 ja 36 and 2 is the remainder. 32 is not a perfect squares. The fourth property says that when a number, if a number divides by 4 and leaves the remainder 2 or 3, then this number cannot be a perfect squares. Then the fifth property says that the square of an even number is always even. The fifth property says that the square of an even number is always evens. Very natural. The square of an even number is always evens. Suppose 4 square 16, 8 square 64, any even numbers square is always a even number. The square of an even number is always even. Then the sixth property says that the square of an odd number always odd. 7 square 49, 8 square 25. The square of an odd number, the square of n, please students note down the important point. The square of an odd number is always a odd number. Always n odd numbers. 11 square is 121 is an odd number, but 12 square is 144. This is an even number. Square of an even number is always even, where the square of an odd number is always odd. Then the seventh property says that square of a proper functions is similar than the proper fractions is smaller than the fraction. The square of a proper fraction, the square of a proper fraction. What is proper fractions? Proper fractions is the fractions in which denominator is greater than the numerator. The square of a proper fractions is less than the original fractions. Less than the fractions. Suppose 1 upon 3 is a perfect proper fractions, then its square is 1 upon 9. 1 upon 9 is less than 1 upon 3. Suppose 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is also a proper fractions. Then 2 by 3 square is equal to 4 by 9. 4 by 9 is less than 2 by 3. The square of a proper fractions is less than the fractions. Then the eighth property says that for every natural number n, let me erase and write in the next page. Please students, you must note down the properties. Then the property 8 says that for every natural number n, then n plus 1 whole square, for every natural number n plus 1 whole square minus n square is equal to n plus 1 plus n. N plus 1 whole square minus n square is this. Let's take an examples. Suppose 10 plus 1 square minus 10 square is equal to, according to this formula, must be equal to 10 plus 1 plus 10, which is equal to 21. Let here to discussed. 10 plus 1 means 11 square minus 10 squares. 11 square is 121, 10 square is 100. Then when you subtract 121 minus 100, this is 21. Yes, the LHS is equal to RHS. This is the generalizations of the formula for any natural number n. This property 8 says that n plus 1 whole square minus n square is equal to n plus 1 plus n. Suppose 15 plus 1 whole square minus 15 square. According to this formula, this must be equal to 15 plus 1 plus 15. This must be equal to 31. Let here discussed about in the LHS. 15 plus 1 means 16. 16 whole square is 256. Then 15 square is 225. When you subtract 256 minus 225, you get 31. Yes, 31 is the LHS and 31 is the RHS. Yes, this formula work on. The property 8 says that for any natural number n plus 1 whole square minus n square is equal to n plus 1 plus n. Then the property 9 says that for every natural number n, the sum of first n odd natural number is equal to n square. This means, let me explain. For any natural number n, for the property 9 says that for any natural number n, natural number n. The sum of n number of odd numbers is equal to n square. This means sum of n number of odd numbers. Take n equal to 5. The sum of 5 first odd number, n number of first odd numbers. This means when n equal to 5, the first odd number is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. This is equal to n plus 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 16. 16 plus 9 equal to 25. How many number of odd numbers? 5 number of odd numbers. According to this formula, this must be equal to 5 square. Yes, it work on. When you take 5 number of odd numbers, then its sum is equal to n squares. Suppose you take n equal to 7. This means first 7 odd numbers. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13. Then this is equal to, when you add, this is equal to 1 plus 3 4 plus 5 9, 9 plus 7 16, 16 plus 9 25, 25 plus 11 is 36, 36 plus 13 is equal to 49, which is equal to 7 squares. This work on. The sum of n number of odd numbers is equal to n squares. Then what the property 10 says? The property 10 says that according to the Pythagorean triplets, suppose m, n, p are 3 numbers, then m square plus n square is equal to p square. Then we say that m, n, p are Pythagorean triplets where the p is the greatest number, which is equal to the sum of other two number squares. M square plus n square is equal to p squares. Suppose you take some examples of Pythagorean triplets. You take 24, 7, 25. Here 24 square plus 7 square is equal to 25 square. 576 plus 49 is equal to 625. This shows that 24, 7, 25 are called Pythagorean triplets. Then the 11 property 11 says that between two consecutive square numbers, then there are two n non-perfect square numbers. Between two perfect square numbers, there are 2n number of non-perfect squares. Suppose 100 is a perfect square number, 121 is a perfect square number. 100 square root is 10, 121 square root is 11. 100 and 121 are two perfect squares. Then between them, when you subtract 121 minus 100, this is 21. This shows that there are 2n number of non-perfect, 2n number of perfect non-perfect square numbers. There are 2n number of non-perfect square numbers. This is 10 square. This is 10 plus 1 squares. This means here n is equal to 10. Between two consecutive square numbers, there are 2n number of non-perfect square numbers. Then here these are the properties of perfect squares. Now students, thank you students. Let me stop here. And if you students, if you do not subscribe my channels, please subscribe and please note down while I am writing these persons. Then if and you students, please do your worksheets and ask me your doubt. I am ever ready to clear your all doubts. I promise to clear your to I promise to clear your all syllabus and complete your all syllabus and clear your all doubts.